Welcome to this episode of A Creation Stories podcast with myself, Christopher Smith. The first creation story presented here is the Zoroastrian creation story as retold by Rebecca Cann and found at Zoroastriankids.com. This story is taken from the Book of Creation, the Bunda Hissen, which dates from the 6th century A.D. In the beginning, there was nothing in the world except Ahura Mazda, the wise lord, who lived in the endless light, and the evil spirit Ahriman, who lived in the absolute darkness. Between them lay only emptiness. One day, Ahura Mazda decided to make different creations. First, he shaped the sky made of metal, shining and bright. Second, he made the pure water. Third, the wise Lord created the earth, flat and round, with no mountains and valleys. Fourth, he made the plants, moist and sweet, with no bark or thorn. Fifth, he created the animals, big and small. Then he created the first man, Geomard, bright, tall, and handsome. And lastly, he created fire and distributed it within the whole creation. The wise Lord ordered fire to serve the mankind in preparing food and overcoming cold. The evil spirit peeked out of his dark world to see the wise Lord's beautiful creations. The wise Lord called him and said, "Evil spirit, aid my creatures and give them praise so that you will be immortal." The evil spirit snarled, "Why should I aid your creatures? Why should I praise them? I am more powerful. I will destroy you and your creatures forever and ever." Then he crawled back to his dark side to shape demons, witches, and monsters to attack the endless light. The wise Lord was all-knowing. He knew the evil spirit was making demons to destroy his good creations, and he also knew there would be a great battle with the dark. So the wise Lord fashioned 6 spirits, the holy immortals, to guard his creations against the endless dark. The wise Lord shaped the holy immortals from his own soul, each having his own nature. The first Holy Spirit was Kshathra, the righteous power, who became the guardian of the sky. Then the wise Lord created Havarat, the peace and perfection. She became the protector of the waters. Next was Spenta Aramati, the holy devotion. She guarded the earth. The other Holy Spirit, Amiratat, the immortality, became the protector of plants. Vohumana, the good mind, was the 5th Holy Spirit. He chose to protect the animals. And Asha Vashinata, the justice, became the guardian of fire. Lastly, the wise Lord made his own Holy Spirit the protector of the mankind. Ahriman saw the wise Lord's holy immortals and was enraged. He cried, "Ahura Mazda, I will destroy you and all your creations. You will never be victorious." So he and his demons attacked the gods' creations one by one. They tried to destroy the water, but they could only bring bitterness to it. They tried to destroy the earth, but they could only put mountains and valleys. They tried to wither the plants, but the plants only grew horns. The evil spirit and his demons brought sadness against happiness, pain against pleasure, pollution against purification, and death against life. They attacked Geomard, the first man, and gave him sickness and death. Ahriman thought he had destroyed the mankind and became victorious against the light, but he was ignorant and foolish. When Geomard, the first man, died, from his bones grew a rhubarb plant. After 40 years, a man and a woman, Mashya and Mashyana, grew out of the rhubarb plant. Mashya and Mashyana promised the wise Lord that their children would help him in his battle with Ahriman. Mashyana then gave birth to 15 twins, and every pair scattered around the world and became a race. Then each person followed the good thoughts, good deeds, and good words. Each became the follower of the wise Lord in his battle with the evil spirit. The next creation story in this episode was published by the Iowa Journal of Literary Studies in 1986. Written by Alicia Gaspar de Alba, it is titled La Llorona Myth, Revised. In Mexican folklore, legend goes that a weeping woman haunts rivers and lakes in search of the son who died at her own hands. Some say that La Llorona is the soul of La Malinche, Aztec interpreter and mistress of Cortez, who, it is believed, gave birth to the first Spanish Indian child, and then sacrificed him when Cortez threatened to take the boy to Spain. 1. The high priest of the pyramids feared La Malinche's power of language, how she could form strange syllables in her mouth and speak to the gods without offering the red fruit of her heart. He had visions of a white man who would change her ways with an obsidian knife. 2. La Malinche hated the way Cortez rubbed his cactus beard over her face and belly, the way his tongue pressed against her teeth. She was used to smooth brown lovers who dipped beneath her, who crouched on the ground and rocked her in the musky space between their chests and thighs. 3. When the child was born, his eyes opened Aztec black. His skin shone café con leche. His mother wet his fine curls with her saliva to make them straight. His father cursed the native seed in that first mixed son. 4. They slept under the black silk of a Tanacha sky, the hammock molded around the two bodies, a woman's buttocks heavy after childbirth, an infant weighted by the shadows in his skull. A coyote, lurking near the river, could smell their blood. 5. The woman shrieking along the littered bank of the Rio Grande is not sorry. She is looking for revenge. Centuries, she has been blamed for the murder of her child, the loss of her people, as if Tenochtitlan would not have fallen without her sin. History does not sing of the conquistador who prayed to a white god as he pulled two ripe hearts out of the land.